and thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. Before I start, I do want to say I'm recovering from losing my voice, so if I sound a all weird, that's probably why. Or if I have to like little cough or anything like that, I apologise. But it wasn't actually a cough or anything, like literally don't know how. My voice just went on Wednesday, started coming back the next day, and now here I am, so yeah, just like 99% okay. So today I want to colour in this Winged Fantasy special of Colour in Heaven with illustrations by Adele Lorienne, if I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully. And I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to let the dice decide what colours and how I'm going to colour this basically. So I'll just get on with it, and I have already picked out a page. There are beautiful pictures in here. Shall I show you first? Like just quickly. Like I won't show all of them. I love that one. So that is one where I pick the colours, you know. But yeah, so many beautiful pages. Some are very, very detailed, I do admit. But I have picked this one. Yeah, I think that's a simple one, but you could do a lot with it, so it doesn't matter what colours I have. So just show you some of the other pictures, and there are some grayscale ones in here. Like, that's really soft grey. So some parts are quite dark, but at the same time it's soft, so it'll be easy to colour over anyway. But a lot of them are just line art. I love that as well. But yeah, I have chosen this page. I did not think this through at all. I'm going to have to film it like this, aren't I? See, I don't have much space at the top of my desk because I have stuff there. So hopefully that will be okay. We'll put that up there. So I am going to now do my dice. So first off, I start by deciding whether this is going to have a background or not. If it's an odd number on my dice, then it's a yes. If it's an even number, then it's no. So I've got a four-sided dice here because I'm going to be using that there if it's a yes. So with this dice, it's at the whatever's on the point is the number that you pick, and this is a 1. It is an odd number, which means there is going to be a background. So I just took a break. I had to get something I can write down what I have to do on this because I will forget. So now next is, because this was an odd number, number 1, it means there is a background. So now I'm going to roll this dice again, and whatever number comes out, that is what I will do in the background. So I got a 3. So number 3 is a theme. So I have some themes down here. Sorry, I'm just writing it down as I go. So next I need my 6-sided dice because I have themes here. I only have a few written down. I haven't done any of these yet because whenever I seem to have a dice, I always end up with a no background. So I haven't changed this at all yet. So I'm going to roll this dice and see what comes out. So we have a 2, which is space theme. So it's going to be an angel in space. Right, so I've wrote that down. So that is the background done. But at the bottom here, I did have like in case it was a solid colour, I would do colours and not the theme and stuff like that. So now I have my categories for the rest of the illustration to go through. So with the space theme, I'm not like limited to certain colours, it's just space. I can do it blacks and blues, purples and pinks, you know, whatever I feel like will go with the rest. Because let's face it, the last time I did this, I think it was that one where every time I rolled the dice, pink and red seemed to just show up and everything, like, yes, it was a very, very red page. So I'm just going to get this ready. So I've wrote down the things I sort of need, so I'm ready to write down next to it. So now I need my 12-sided dice, because here, as you can see, I have 12 like colour choices. So first I'm going to pick for the hair colour. So I'm not sure whether this is a young boy or a young girl elf, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to do the hair. Number 5. So number 5 on here is white, so they will have white hair. That will look actually really nice with a space background, because space is probably going to be dark. So having the white hair will actually be quite interesting. Next I'm doing the skin colour. Now this could be purple, green, blue, red, you know. Oh, that has rolled away. Again, I only go ahead with it if you actually see what number it lands on, else it's like not fair. So we have number 3. Oh, they have red skin. But again, it doesn't have to be bright red, it just has to be red. Like it can be a deeper or a muted red, it's just got to be in the red family. And now the clothing, their clothes. Oh dear, we're on this red streak again, aren't we? But again, can be a different sort of red, but I will go by it. And now the wings. Number 6, blue wings. This is gonna be strange. And last but not least, we have the little chicks or birds. Like, I'm not limiting them to be chicks. They might end up being pink or orange or yellow or green. You don't know until I roll this dice. So, number 5, white. So, even though we had 12 colours there, I've picked out white and red twice. So this, yeah, that is my colours chosen, basically. It's kind of scary, but I will, I think, colour the illustration first and then do the background, just so I know how things turn out, because that is quite a limited colour palette, isn't it? Red, white and blue. The colours for many a flag of the world, including where I am from and probably where a lot of you are from. So I need to get my pencils out because I will be using pencils. I think I'm going to use the Black Widow pencils. I think that's a good idea, so I'll be right back. So I figure I will start with the skin, because red skin, I need to know what tone it's going to turn out. So I have my black and white here, which is the Black Widow and Casper. And then I have picked out some reds and a pale pink, which is in the red family. That's just my lightest that I'm going to use to blend it. So I have cinnamon for my shadows. It's a red brown. I have Bloodshot, which is my darker red, and I have Ladybug, which is my lighter red. So I'm going to base it all in the Ladybug. Yeah, and because of losing my voice on Wednesday, I normally start filming on a Thursday, and I couldn't do that because I was very much still. I had my voice back, but extremely limited as to how I could speak. Yeah, I've never lost my voice before. And it wasn't from shouting or anything like that, because I am not a shouter. I can't remember a time where I have ever screamed. I'm not that person. I prefer to talk. If I need to say something, I don't want to scream at people. Why would I? And yeah, I don't know how I lost my voice, and how it only really impacted me for a day. So that's the base of the Ladybug. I'm now going to get my cinnamon and put where I want shadows, but I'm only doing a light layer. These are for the darkest parts. I'm not very good at colouring like side portraits, I admit. Because I'm always like, what sort of angle does this need to be? I just play with it and hope for the best. Sort of want to frame the lips in a bit there. Just got to remember I do have a deep red that I am going to be using as well, so not everything in the shadows needs to be this colour. Did I say that this cinnamon is from the skin set? I think I did. Or did I? I'm not sure how this area should be shaded. So that would be a knuckle, right? Please don't get the hiccups, please don't get the hiccups. You know when you sort of feel like it's a hiccup, but you're not sure. No, it doesn't seem like hiccups. Phew. Thought I was going to have to pause then for a moment. No, but when I get hiccups, I get them for quite a while. I think that's enough for that colour, for now at least. I'll have to see how it goes. So now I'm going to take my Bloodshot and go over those areas lightly again. It's going to be so cute when the chicks are the same colour as the hair. I keep saying chicks, so I'm obviously seeing them as chicks, but they're white chicks. I don't know the shade of blue I'll do the wings though, because I'm going to want to have it like at least seem like it goes with the rest of the illustration. Like I said, not sure how I'm supposed to be colouring these hands. Hands are notoriously difficult for me. That's decent enough, I think. Right, now I'm going to add a bit of black in to those darker shadow parts again. And a little light. Because remember, they are going to be in space. So there might be some harsh shadowing. Nostril. Only a little bit on the hands because, again, like I said, I am not sure where I want the shadows. That's enough black, I think. Put a bit on the mouth actually because I need to do those lips. I'll do the lips in a minute with the cinnamon. And then bloodshot. Yep. Going over those black shadows with the cinnamon. I think the white hair is going to look really nice. Although I might leave the white hair till last because of the background. I know with the white hair I'm going to want to go over all the lines with the white Posca, so I think it might be easier to have the background already there. Right, and now I'm going to take my, what colour was it again, Ladybug, and just bring those colours out. I'm going to leave some spaces so that I can use that blush colour to just blend out this into those lighter areas. It's slightly strange, but what can you do when you've got red skin? Quite honestly, sometimes this is how I feel like I look, because my undertones are pink. And like the slightest bit of heat, I turn red. The slightest bit of cold, I turn red. Like any situation, I just turn red. Again, this hand, don't know what I'm doing with it. Just hoping for the best, I think. Hopefully by the time the whole illustration's done, there'll be too many other things to look at than a hand. Alright, so I'm just going to take that blush colour. Wait, I hadn't been saying all the other ones, was I? I said the cinnamon was in the skin set. And then the Ladybug was in the Black Widow set. The Bloodshot is in the Dragon set. And then the Blush is in the Skin set. So I'm just using this instead of white to blend. Still got red skin, so it fits with the dice. This siding. I may leave bits where I can add the white. It just smooths it out, and I like the look when it's smoothed a bit. Looking a bit devilish. Which is fine by me. Should I zoom in a bit? I didn't even think, did I? If you did want to see it more zoomed in before I did this, then you can always, on your screen, if you are watching on a tablet or phone, again, I don't watch using a computer or laptop, so I'm not sure if you can zoom in on those or not. And then just taking my white and just those few sections that are left. And then with the black, I'm just going to go over the eyelashes. I am making them, the eyelids, darker. I think that was supposed to be hair in there. Oh well. I didn't go over that bit, did I? Yeah, I think that is the skin done. I'm very red, but that's what the dice decided. So next up it would be the clothing, which is also red, but obviously I don't want it the same red as the skin, do I? So I did have a look, and there is a burgundy red from the Scorpion set, and it has a slight touch more of pink to it, but it's still red. So I'm going to first base the clothing in this, although I'm not sure. Like, this is clothing, that's clothing, and is this like a cape? Because, first of all, I'm going to lightly shade the arm here. Maybe it's like a waistcoat with a cape on it. So I'd do this sleeve first, as it, like, make it a shirt. I'm just gonna go over the whole of this first with this colour because it's all got to be red anyway. And then you got this down here. Like, just got to fade into nothing. That's why I normally like it to have like a border or something. And then you've got a cape, which I'm guessing is a cape because it doesn't seem like part of the wings. I know the sort of thing that I'm thinking about that it looks like, but I'm not sure. This is what I mean, this ends here and that ends there, but then I've got a space theme, so maybe I can make it look a bit like they're in like a cloud or something. I'll figure it out. I'll do this here because it'll probably be some sort of paint in the background anyway. Right, so the shirt part, the sleeve here, I'm going to make paler than what I would do the rest of it. So I do need some shadow in though. So I'm going to take this burgundy and add some slight shadowing. To the ruffles in the sleeve. Again, without the grayscale like starting me off, I sometimes find this difficult. So this would sort of be the end of the sleeve, wouldn't it, here? That part, I hope. It's difficult because I don't want to go too dark because, again, I'm deciding this is the lighter part, but you also need some dark to be able to show that it is where it should be shadowed, so slightly difficult there. Now I'm going to take that blush colour that I used on the skin, just blend it out. That should be darker. And then I might add a bit of black actually. See what that looks like. It does look slightly more pink than red, but it's only this part, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'll add some black into those deeper parts first. Just to blend out. It makes it a bit more believable. Am I recording? Please say I'm recording. I'm recording. Phew. Little mini heart attack there. It is difficult for reds to stay red though when you add like white and lighter colours. Because I will be adding white as well in a moment. But the burgundy started off as a red, so I'm counting it as red. I will add a bit more of that in there because that bit looks too black to light. Did that even make sense what I just said? I don't know. Maybe the burgundy was a bit too pink. It's too late now. I don't know, I think it's just how it's reacting to that other blush colour. Should I add a little bit of red on it? I'll add a bit of the ladybug. Red it up a bit. That was pretty actually with that on. And then the white. Just to blend those together. I think that looks okay. I need a bit of that red, the ladybug on here though. That was too white. Oops, I got it in the background. I am not staying inside the lines, am I? Thought I would zoom in slightly further, and I did just have to take a break because somebody started to use their lawnmower. So hopefully they're done, but or hopefully you won't be able to hear it. So I have gone back and looked through the colours of the Black Widows, and for the clothing I'm not going to use that burgundy anymore because I do think it turned out a bit too pink for the red theme. So I have brown bug here and deep red, which I'm going to use instead. So on the bits that I need shading, like darker, I'm using the brown bug, which is from the Scorpion set, and then the deep red is from the Cobra set. I do want this. The brown bug is technically a brown, but it's a very, very red brown. And I'm going to do it on the little, I'm guessing it's like a tie buckles to, I don't know what they call, like the string that holds the garment together. Wow, my words, they are just escaping me. And then the cape bit, I don't know if I want the cape bit to be lighter actually. I'll do the body part first. So, shadowed areas. Again, I'm not really 100% sure for this. I think this side should be darker. A bit in there. Back bit would probably have some shading, wouldn't it? Again, I'm only going to where the line art ends. I think I will do that idea of making it look like they're in a bit of a space cloud. Now this top part goes, like the collar is up here, behind the bird or the chick or whatever you're classing it as. And now this is where the colour is going to change. Actually, I think I'll do that as like that. Because of the deep red, this is going to look a lot different now. Scary, scary. And then I will add touches of black into some shadowed parts. Hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their July. Again, it's going really fast, so it's like 1 minute, it's the beginning and now it's already the middle. To be fair, the first few days I was still on holiday, so I didn't do any colouring for them, but I only have one completed page at the moment. So, but I do have one that is almost finished, another that is already started that I plan on working on. Well, actually I have a couple of whips, but yeah, I don't know if they'll be finished this month because they're quite detailed, and you've probably already seen them like from when I showed my whips. I think it was at the end of June, or was it the end of May? Well, they're the ones that are in the Camilla de Erico pop manga books. Yeah, I'm still working on them, I just haven't finished them. Because one of them just has like a ton of hair and I do like a little section and then I need a break. I like colour in it, but it takes all the energy away. Alright, before I carry on with that, I'm going to add the black shadows in. I think this, like, edge where the material joins, I'm going to do black. And the edge of the collar as well, I'm going to now have that as black. Now back to my deep red again, and blend that black out. Right, if I was picking my own colours, it probably would have been a white shirt, and then I probably would have went with greens and browns for this character. And then with like a creamy off-white wing. But yeah, reds was chosen, so reds is what I gotta do. Which sometimes it's nice having something else decide for me, because like I said, I would have picked those colours and I'm not hating how this is turning out. I actually quite like it. And now I'm just going to take that blush colour again, because I want to make it sort of tie in with the rest of the illustration. So having the same sort of blender colour if using one, I find it helps. Because they're different reds, but now they go together. It makes sense in my head anyway. Right, so now, oops, I didn't finish that, did I? So now I've got the, what I'm calling cape. I don't know if that was supposed to be a cape. It doesn't look like it's part of the wings, so it must be part of the clothing. I don't know, I kind of see this as like a little elf prince, angel elf prince. I don't know, these wings are throwing me off, and then you've got the ear. But yeah. And I think I want the cape bit to be darker, because I know that the chicks are going to be light, the hair's going to be light, and the wings, I'm still not sure what type of blue to use. I think I want that to be dark. Decisions. I think I will do dark. Well, I will start with the brown bug. Which parts of this would be darker? I'll start within there as dark. I don't really know. But yeah, I feel like that could work. Quite honestly, it's going to be quite dark. Black. So, get the black in there. And then a red. What red should I use? Quite like the Bloodshot red. So I've got that. Again, that was from the Dragon set. It's like the darkest part actually. Again, some of this might get covered up with paint anyway. So if I don't like a part, I will be hiding it. But I think I'll be okay. Either way, you know. And then the ladybug, I think, for the light part, lighten it up a little bit before I add the blush. I think that is good enough for me. So I'm going to leave this here for me now. Well, it'll just be a couple of seconds until you see the next part. So hello, I am back again. Completely new day. And oh my gosh. I have decided to go ahead and do my background next. Yeah, I was going to film again last Thursday, but yeah, it was far too warm, like really too warm, and then yesterday was even warmer, so we're now on Saturday and it's cooled down a bit, so I feel like I have some sense of being able to do stuff without boiling. Yes, I don't do well in heat. But yeah, so I'm going to do the background, like I just said, and I'm going to be painting it because it is such a large area and I have to do the space theme. So I have some paint here. I have my Deco Art Americana acrylic paint black, the lamp ebony black, best black I've ever used, ever. And then I have the titanium white Daler-Rowney graduate acrylic. And then I have this Art Studio paint, which I've never used before. I got it in the range like a month or two ago. They're only like $1.99 per tube, so I'm not sure how good they are because that is quite a large tube for such a little amount, but I thought I would try these out, and I was supposed to get a pinky red colour, so just one moment. Okay, so I found one that I think could be okay to use, and this is the Pebeo. I don't know if you pronounce it Pebeo, or something else, I don't know. But yeah, this is the Studio Acrylics, and this is the Dark Cadmium Red. I read through the French first before I got to the English then, so you know. So I'm just going to put a bit of this on my palette and sort of just go with it. So I'll put them on the palette, and those two colours that I got that I'm not sure about, they're really pretty at the moment. I do think I've added too much paint to my palette because you don't need much, especially with a page like this, but I always say too much is better than not enough when it comes to paint, so I can always put it back in the tube anyway. So yeah, I'm just scared of starting now. I just have a small brush because I want to be able to get into the details as well. And yeah, so I feel like that because I've got a lot of red over this side, the part of space that I want to be red, I think should be over this side. I don't know, so I'm just gonna hopefully, I don't know whether to add the black first and blend out, or add the red and then a bit of black. But what I thought was, because you're going to want a bit of pink in there as well, like lighter red. Because you know how space sort of can have those areas that are lighter and colourful. Well, I don't know if that's real space or just movie space, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna go with it. Add a few stars in, and anything looks like space, doesn't it? I want to add a bit of blue in there as well because the wings are going to be blue, so having a bit of that colour sort of within might help for it to look better. I need to put some more water on my brush. I've got to remember though that this is a Colour in Heaven magazine and not to add too much water, which is why I started off with only a damp brush and I haven't added any water to my paint. I'm just sort of hoping for the best here. Some of that light purpley colour, but I'm not cleaning my brush off because I want the colours to sort of blend into each other a bit of black, but I'm remembering that a little bit of this black goes a very, very long way, although like I said, I've not added much water, so it might not go as far as normal. Yeah, here's hoping for the best. I will keep adding water obviously to my brush, just not much. I'm sort of dabbing it off afterwards. Hopefully this will end up looking spacey. I am good, like this is sort of a colourful patch here, but a lot of it's going to have more black going on, I think, than some of this. So yeah, I'm just sort of winging it. I always wing it anyway, to be honest. But I like that these dark patches that the blue and the red are creating. I'm not worried too much about the wings because I think, because I'm doing the blue wings, I'm probably going to outline the wings with the white Posca anyway. So yeah. That's pretty. And I feel like my paper will crinkle, but I'm not against crinkly paper. I'm okay with crinkly paper. I quite like the sound of it when it goes crinkly. Just try and get around these wings. I am not good at detail with paint, I will be honest. Small detail. I am pressing record, aren't I? Phew! I always get worried about that. Every single time. Multiple times each video, if I'm honest. So I've been watching, like I said, I've been catching up on all finished pages for June. I think I watched most of them now, that for the people that I follow. I probably a few are eluding me because obviously people continue to post their videos and I'm like, have I watched that or not? And then luckily YouTube knows if you've watched it because it'll have the red line, you know, when you're watching a video, the play line, if that makes sense. So that's all useful, but it's just finding the ones that I haven't watched now. And then I have also watched other videos because I just wanted to watch them as they came out. And people are doing some fun things this month, I've seen. I like to watch a bit of everything. Like, I like watching colour alongs, but I don't actually colour along. I'm always colouring something of my own because, yeah, I don't know. I've never tried to follow one, but I always find that they're colouring in a book that I don't own. Or it's a book that I've just completed a page in and don't want to colour in that book again just yet. But yeah. Maybe I'll try one day. We will see. So this corner up here, I want to be black. I don't want any more colour up here. I will have a few stars maybe, but yeah. The good thing about this black as well, it does not need a second coat if you are just using the black, as long as you don't add too much water. then sometimes you water it down too much, but because I'm only using small amounts of water, I should be fine with just one coat. But I do apply it thinly because I don't like thick paint. I don't like applying it thickly, especially in colouring books. If it was like a painting or something, I wouldn't be against having some texture, but in a colouring book I like it to be quite smooth so that it doesn't disrupt any other pages in the book. And as you can see, I've done a washi tape border because I didn't want to do it up to the whole edge of the page. So that's good. I'm hoping this will turn out okay. I like this so far. But one mistake can ruin it all. Like I said, I'm not caring too much about the wings. I am trying to be careful, but I will be white poskering the outlines. Today I started watching a show on Amazon Prime called My Lady Jane. Oh, it's so much fun so far. And I've only watched 2 episodes. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. So I'll probably watch another episode later. You know, when it's there to watch, you kind of end up binging it. But I think with that show, I would have been happy to like wait a week for each episode. I don't know how long it's been out though. I don't know if it was a weekly situation or one of those ones where they just have it available at a certain date. But yeah, I like it. Has anybody else watched it? I'm also watching The Equalizer, but that's on Now TV. I'm not sure if that's a Sky one. But yeah, Now TV has Sky channels, so yeah, I'm not sure what that's available on. But that stars Queen Latifah as like ex-CIA operative that now helps those that need help but the police can't help them, sort of thing. And I like that as well. I find that I've liked everything that I've seen her in. Although then again, I've only seen a few episodes of that as well. I say a few episodes, but I think I'm almost through season 1. Like I said, when I start watching something, if it's available to watch, I binge it. Like at least 2 episodes a night. Depends how long the episodes are as well. Because if you're talking 40 minutes to an hour, then it's probably 2 episodes, 3 episodes maybe. But if they're only half an hour, oh, I can, well, like I said, if I'm watching 2 or 3 that are 40 minutes to an hour, then I'm watching like double that if they're only 30 minutes. But sometimes that can be bad because it can give you sort of like a burnout. Like you've watched it too much and now you're like, eh, do I really want to watch more of that tomorrow? Because I've done that with some shows. I do that with some like Asian programs though, like your K-dramas and that, because I get to a certain episode, and because a lot of the storylines can have similar sort of things happen at similar episodes, and you get to like a certain episode and you're like, oh, that's just happened again, I know what's going to happen next, blah blah. And I'm like, do I really want to continue watching this? Some I do, but I have a lot of programs where I've stopped watching at like episode 12 when there's like 16 episodes, and I'm like, I just imagine the end the way I want it. which is ridiculous. Or if I accidentally read that a show doesn't have a happy ending, I don't watch it. I think it's because I go and watch programmes like to escape reality sort of thing. So you want them to be at least leading to some sort of happiness. They can have sadness in them, but I prefer the ending to have some sort of happiness. So yeah. But I see a lot of people asking, like, comments, does this show have a happy ending? And yeah, it's helpful when they say yes, because then I'm like, right, if that's available to watch where I live, then I'll put that on the list. Because obviously not everything's available. Nowadays it's getting better of places to watch, but things are available in so many different places that it's like, can't it just be in one place? Like, some things are available on YouTube, some are on Netflix, some are on Amazon, some are online sort of sources, and you're like, oh my gosh. So I understand as well when people ask, where do we watch it? Because, yeah, quite honestly, YouTube's the easiest place to find them all. I'm going to start adding another colour part. Bit of blue up here. Start this off. Bit of that purpley colour. Sort of lighten that up a bit. Oh, that may be too light. Add a bit more dark into that, I think, in a minute. I'm going to add a bit more of that down here. But I don't want it too light over here because, again, the hair's going to be white, isn't it? Forgot about that until that moment. So let's make sure the area around where her hair is dark, so that when I add the white Posca, it has something to pop against, because it's going to pop more against darkness than it is light, isn't it? That strand of hair there is going to be all Posca anyway, so I'm not worrying. I need to darken that bit up. Let's wash that brush off a minute. Little speck of black on my brush would do wonders to just blend this in. I think it was easier going light to dark with this space situation. We will see. Put a bit more dark over here. Has anybody else got anything they're watching at the moment? Any suggestions? I'm always open to suggestions to watching stuff, because I need stuff to watch in between the stuff that I watch. You know what I mean, right? I'm going to add another red bit, I think. Not around the chicks. I think I've established that they're chicks now and not just birds, as I was debating before, wasn't I? A bit of red in here. I didn't really need to put any white on my palette, I don't think, because I think that this purpley colour is acting where I would normally add white. I'm just using the purple. Need a bit of blue in there. The blue helps to blend the two areas, the blue with the red, which is why it was easier to go light to dark. Need a big blob of that purple. Just let me wash my brush of the red a moment. The red is still on there. See, that looks white when I put it on there, and it's not. It's fine. A bit of red in there as well, can't I? But I'm going to get the blue back on that. Definitely. So it sort of ate up all of that blue area, didn't it? So yeah, I suggest if you're doing space backgrounds in acrylic, go light to dark. Much, much easier. A bit of black for this area again, because I had to spread that light out, didn't I? Bit more black for up there. But that's what I love about acrylic. You can just keep going with it. I find it's very forgiving. If you mess up, you can wait for it to sort of dry and then go over it. I think that's quite space looking. Like if I had a few stars in there. I'll carefully go around the face. These are the bits that I hate. Chicks are okay because they're going to have the Posca on them, I think, as well, because they're white. She's already done. So she cannot afford such mistakes. Whew. That was nerve-wracking. It's not over yet though. So forgive me if I go a bit slower or if I go quiet in a minute, because I am really trying to concentrate. Although I keep saying these are chicks, I am doing them white, aren't they? So they're probably more like baby doves by the end. Let's go around that face again. I didn't get close enough and there's a white line that was visible. Ooh, oh dear, just chopped its head off nearly. There we go, I fixed it. I don't know if my head was in frame then, I hope it wasn't, but if it was, forgive me, because I did have to get quite close then to make sure I was getting everything. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit more of a red area down here as well, but not too much. That was almost disaster. I felt myself lose control of the brush then slightly and almost, very, very almost went in then on my hand. I did say I wanted to make it look like she was sort of in a space cloud. So I might have to do all under here, sort of colourful red cloudy bit. I'm hoping it will look okay. It is worrying me. But I don't know how else to make it look like she's not just cut off and randomly there in space. Although I do think it's a little boy. I did say her. Oh well, it can be whatever. It's not exactly human, is it? Who says that it's limited to being a boy or a girl? I do like how that's dried at the top though. I really do. Really happy with that. Right, so now I need to sort of make this bit all colourful, kind of nerve-wracking. Put a bit of that there, get some of that purple. So if I make it sort of flow in, but there's got to be some bit that's making it different from the clothes, because I don't want it to look like the clothes. I'm going to get a bit of the white and sort of put that in to make it look like there's something different going on in the foreground. So just dabbing it in, and it's mixing with the colours that are already there, which is great for me. And I think I'll add a bit more white in a minute. I'm going to add a bit more blue and that lighter mixed in here. Just adds to the sort of effect a bit, doesn't it? To make sure I'm getting all of this bit under the washi tape, else when I peel it off it's just going to be a bit more jaggedy. I don't want that. I don't want jaggedy. Right, so add a bit more of this white. Makes it look more cloudy, doesn't it? think it's doing the job. Should probably do the black behind her first before doing this. Like this side's got the black already done, doesn't it? And once it gets a few stars in there, I think it'll look like space. My sort of space. So I'm going to add the black in now behind. Ooh, sorry if this has taken a while and painting isn't what you wanted to see, but you can always skip. I always say that. If it's not what you want to see, skip it. If you've seen the bit that you want to see, then you can stop watching. You don't have to watch the whole video. I'm honestly glad that it picked out a space background. I think this is going to look like something I've not done before, and so far I'm loving it. I like things that are to do with space anyway. But I do not do a space background often enough. That one a bit too quickly into being something else. Leaves a bit more blue in there. I don't know how far along to do this cloud. Maybe I have to do it all the way along the bottom for it to look right. Sorry if I go quiet again a moment. I know I'm going around it with the white Posca on the wings, but I still don't want to get too far into the wings. And I am quite excited about how this is going to turn out. If I was clever, I would have put the masking fluid around the wing area, but I'm not actually sure if that only works for watercolour or if you can use that with acrylic. I can't remember. I think I did use it on acrylic. Although I have the masking, the Frisket film, that would have been okay to use. Yeah. Bit too late for that now. It's okay. That went a bit too far. I will fix that when I do the wings. That was nerve-wracking. I will add a slight bit of white in there, I think. The red. Just to... I like it. Now just the white for the cloudy bit. So I dot it around the top line and just dippy-dabby it out. I will add some of the colours in around and hopefully it will look cloudy. My paintbrush is too wet. This sort of thing does work better with a drier brush. I'm only using a cheap brush, so I'm not afraid of ruining this brush. But I would say if you had done anything with an expensive brush, do not switch to another one if you're going to do this sort of thing. Because it will not, your brush will not thank you. Just take a bit of that light blue bit, dab it in some places as well. Dry my brush off, dab, 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 dab. Red in it. And then a slight bit of black in the corner, I think. Just to deepen that bit up a slight bit. It's not looking very cloudy this side. I like this side. And I realise that over this side I've got some black in between sort of layers of the cloud. So if I just dibble dabble a little bit of that in, I can help it along a bit. Here is a bit too dark. I want a dibble dabble of blue in there. Get this corner right. No, it just doesn't look right to me. That's as good as it's gonna get. Whew. but I like it. Now I just need to add some stars, and this is a bit I don't like. This is where I end up ruining it. I am going to take this dry brush though that I've just been using because it's been doing some quite nice dots. Get some of the paint off. Like for the bigger clustery bits. Let's dab them off. Right, I need Posca pen because I'm not spraying it. I'm not. I'm not ruining it. Where's my Posca pen? Found it. I'm just gonna do some dots. I have a few dots on the clouds as well. I want most of the dots to be visible sort of on the coloury bits. I do like this red squiggle. Is that weird? Probably. Try not to do them too uniformed, but there's only so many. It ends up looking like a pattern even when you don't try to make it look like a pattern. I like it sometimes when my Posca doesn't put the ink down, paint, because it's like it's saying stop. I do want one right there. A few more in here. Just so you know it's space. Should I do some more dots in here? That was nerve-wracking, but my space background is done. Hopefully I haven't missed any paint bits because I normally do that within the hair, but I think I've got all of them. I don't know if that was supposed to be one where I was supposed to paint inside it, but I am colouring that as hair. Anything, if I've missed anything, is now hair. That's the way I normally go about it. And as you can see, I did use more, put more paint on the palette than I needed. But I'm able to put all of that back in the pots and tubes that I got it out of, I think, except for the white. I'm not sure if the top unscrews or not, but I will figure it out later. For now, I am going to let this dry fully and peel off the washi tape, and then I will be back. Like, oh my gosh, I am so happy with that. Like, even the masking tape came off really neatly. Didn't even try to rip up my paper, which I was worried about because it's colour in heaven paper, but it seems like my little cheap washi tape did the job perfectly. So I'm next going to colour the wings, and I have got my colours ready. I have, for my darker blue, which is more of a blue-grey, it's Dark Night from the Dragon set. And I have here Pleasant Blue, which is also from the Dragon set. So the dragon set's got some nice blues in it, and they should go together nicely as well. So first of all, I'm going to do a light layer of the pleasant blue all over the wings. You may not be able to see this. But yeah, I decided on a lighter blue wing rather than a darker blue wing, because I just thought it would look better against the space background. But I also was umming and ahhing about it because the hair and the birds are going to be white. But yeah, I want my white Posca outline on these wings so much. So a lighter blue was the better option. I have to say though, these wings are going to take me a while. I'm not good at feathers. I'm not going to make them look realistic, being an sort of animated, cartoony picture. That's part of the wings. I've got to make sure I don't colour the hair blue. I think that bit is wing, and then the rest of it's hair. Well, it is now. They're both involved in white Posca anyway, so probably won't make much of a difference. I feel like it's gone really muggy all of a sudden. And if you don't know what that means, if you're not in the UK, that's like a stuffy kind of heat. Like it's humid and yeah, not nice. Which is why we end up feeling the heat different here. Because a lot of the time comes with a lot of humidity. And sticky and stuffy and not pleasant to do anything in. So I'm going to get to my dark night and go into all the shadowed areas. Oh, sorry about that. I seem to have breathed in wrong. Yes, that happens. The other day, I was literally choking on air. Well, as you do. But it's like the thing that's supposed to keep you alive is the thing that I'm choking on. Please make me understand. Like it goes down the wrong tube. As the saying goes, it went down the wrong tube. I do like these colours together. There is a reason why they came in the same set. I know the whole set's supposed to sort of complement each other because it's all one big set, but I do find the ones that are in the sets together, they work best together. Unless some of them have like some of the random colours in, don't they? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, if I'm honest with you. I just feel like this set goes nicely together. There are so many feathers in this wing. I'm like, what is even going on with these feathers? Oh, they're two different. Forget I even said anything. Yeah, that's a completely different one. It looked like it was twisting around, but no, it's just another feather. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the image to realise what something is. Sorry, just trying to get a bit more comfortable. Earlier my bottle of water fell on my foot and then it was just left there. I don't think I told you about this, but oh dear. The other day when I woke up, when I wake up I don't have my glasses on, obviously, and I don't normally put them on until after I've like done all the bathroom getting ready stuff. And I went to go out my bedroom door, and even without my glasses on I could see the outline of a spider, and I mean it was big for the UK. Big, chunky, sort of, yeah, not pleasant. So I was half asleep having to deal with a spider, which nobody wants to do when they've just woken up, seriously. Oh, but yeah, I was almost late. Oh, ever since that other cough where I breathed in wrong, I feel like my throat's gone a bit tickly. That's what I get for breathing in wrong. It's not fair, is it? But yeah, luckily I was able to deal with the spider. But I just thought, without my glasses on, I could see every single leg, every single part, to distinctly see that it was a spider. Yeah. Not pleasant. I do not like dealing with those sorts of spiders either, because it was moving as well. Because sometimes when you see something on, because it was on the wall next to my door frame, and sometimes when you see something crawling, you're like, oh, is that a spider? Is that a moth? Is that just a random bug? I don't get random bugs, but some people might. And normally, 9 times out of 10, it's normally not moving, and it's like a moth that's asleep or something. And moths don't bother me. I just think of them like butterflies, but normally brown. Although I did see a really, really pretty white moth once. That was beautiful. I can see the beauty in moths, but spiders, I think it's the legs and the fact that they can drop on you from the ceiling. Yeah, no. And I think everybody's watched too many films about spiders that sort of eat people and trap them in their webs and stuff. And it's very off-putting. You either come out of those movies either curious about spiders or, yeah, not wanting to see another one, no matter how long you live. And I think most people are the second. So yeah. Never want to have to deal with that in the morning again, is quite fair to say. And I don't mind the little spiders, because they're known as money spiders and can bring good luck, which is ridiculous. But if I think about it that way, then for some reason I'm okay with them. Plus they're tiny and easy to get rid of. And like, yes, they can crawl and stuff, but most of the time you can get rid of them quite easily off of you. And also the skinny leg spiders is what I call them. The other ones, the ones that are larger but have just got like a thin body and skinny legs that are hard to see. I'm like, as long as it's not in my room, it's fine. I can just avoid it. If it's in my room, they're easy to deal with. End of story. It's just those chunky ones. We don't get them very often, which I am immensely grateful for. But yeah, when you do, it's always at the wrong time. And I think I've talked about spiders long enough, because nobody wants to hear about spiders. I've probably caused a few people to leave, if there's anybody even still here. Doing these wings is quite nice actually. I was quite scared of doing them, but I think because I started at the bottom, it's been easier. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a drink, I think. Right, I think that feels better. I think the air's gone dry as well, I think. Never a good sign. Because it's getting later into the evening. It's probably currently about 8:30. Because I looked earlier when my paint was drying and it was 8:10. So should be around 8:30-ish. But yeah, I love it. Today's gone so slow. Like, it's a Saturday and it's actually gone slow. Normally Saturdays are like the fastest to pass by because I don't work and like you're just free to do what you want, and those days always just fly by. But I've done some colouring. I've been colouring the Jack and the Beanstalk page that I started when I was on holiday at the end of last month, and yeah, I've just got Jack to finish colouring. I've coloured everything else, which I might do after I finish this. Like, if I finish this today, because I only want to film until about 9, and I don't know if I can do this all in like half an hour. But at the same time, would it be worth stopping to start it again tomorrow? I will see. So I don't know, by the time I've coloured these wings, I might need a break. And then it'll be too late once coming back, because in the evenings I do like to colour, but I like to be in bed relaxing. It prepares me for sleep, I think. Like, it's very calming colouring in bed. So yeah, we will see. And that part's the wing. It's how I figured it out before, wasn't it? And then the rest is the hair. I don't know. At this point, they kind of merge into one. Do this wing bit first, that's in the middle. This is going to look so nice with the white Posca outlines. I'm just looking forward to that. But yeah, the artist has done a great job of adding the detail to these wings, so you don't really have to worry about it. Like, some illustrations only show a certain amount of feathers. And then you're like, do I add my own? But this is, everything's already here. Like this part of the wing, sometimes isn't in illustrations and you're like, it needs to be, but I can't draw it in myself because I've never drawn wings, I don't think. Other than butterfly sort of wings, I don't think I ever attempted to draw like angel wings. That's got me thinking. In other news, I keep umming and ahhing whether to show a video on the Kickstarter that I what do you even call it? Backed. The Kickstarter art book that I backed was one of the backers. That arrived, like, got over a month ago now, and obviously I've opened it, but I've sort of kept everything in the box because it's so pretty, and I keep umming and ahhing whether to like show it on a video, but I'm not sure if people would even want to see that or not. So yeah, if you have got to this part of the video, are you interested in seeing an art book, like a quick flip sort of thing? Because it does contain stuff from some colouring book artists like Ines Guerrero. She's always the one that I remember because she was like 50% of the reason why I backed the project, but all the others are amazing. Like some of them I hadn't even heard of the artists, and now I know who they are. So it's great, and it is presented so beautifully that I'm glad I went for the like the premium option, because it is so pretty. And I've also backed a couple of other projects which I'm just waiting for them to be sort of complete. One of them's only just started, so that won't be ready until next year. There is quite a long waiting after the project is like finished, because they obviously have to make whatever it is you're backing. But yeah, so far I've had no problems with backing projects, and it sort of like splits the payment. Like it doesn't split the payment, but like, you know, when you buy things from abroad and stuff and you're like, am I going to get a customs fee or something? And you're like, that kind of puts me off buying stuff sometimes, because then there's a customs charge, and oh yeah, that just adds on to the payment you have to initially sort of pay within like a month sort of thing. But because this is like, you pay the initial price to back the project, and then if you do get a customs charge, it's not going to be until when it's being delivered, like a year, like half a year to a year later. So you're like, well, I can have that money ready by then if it does incur a charge. So yeah, I kind of got sidetracked then, but I hope you understand like what I'm talking about. If you haven't ever been on the Kickstarter sort of website, I recommend looking, because you do get some amazing sort of art projects going on. Like one of the ones that I've backed is for a colouring book and art book, and that's by Life Illustration. I also added on her previous colouring book, because you can do add-ons, and I think she is in the process of making it at the moment. They do give updates, and yeah, that's supposed to be ready at the end of the year, I think, if all goes to plan. And then the other one I've backed, it's only just started, is for a very, very, very talented artist. I don't know if you would have heard of them. Their name is on Instagram. That tickle's come back again. The name on Instagram is Von Art, and the project's called The Art of Von. And yeah, their art is amazing, and it's for their art book, which includes art from since they like started, and it's going to be amazing. I could not miss out on like that at all. I always look forward to seeing what they post. So yeah, that's going on still, if anybody's interested to go and have a look. obviously I understand not everybody has the funds to be able to like participate in them, but I find it cheaper than like the option of getting some of their stuff without having the Kickstarter. I don't know, I feel like shipping doesn't come to as much. You still obviously have to pay for shipping, but it doesn't seem as bad. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're sort of funding in a big sort of bulk, so they're able to cut shipping costs, but I doubt it. I don't know. It's like the Life illustration one. I wanted her colouring book, her previous one, for quite a while, but the price of shipping has always put me off, because that's the like shipping cost before you even get to the possibility of customs fees. And like I said, I hate the thought of customs fees. Sometimes you don't incur them, and then sometimes you do, and it doesn't make sense to me, if I'm honest. And yeah, so I haven't bought her previous one before because of the delivery charge. So when I saw she was doing a Kickstarter project and it included a new colouring book, an art book, and the possibility to add on her old book, I was like, this costs so much money, but yes, I'm in. Because it isn't cheap, but I just restricted everything else that I bought that month, basically. Like, I didn't buy any other colouring books, and I still bought food and stuff, obviously, but I didn't treat myself to anything else that month that was like costly, so I was able to do it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I didn't realise how big their colouring books are, because I think I saw somebody show a page in their completed pages and they had to zoom out because it was quite a big square book, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's like they tell you what the size of the book is, but it doesn't really click in my brain without actually seeing it, how big it is. But yeah, their artwork is amazing as well, so I will be so happy. These wings are taking even longer than expected, but next is just the white and then the white Posca. So I'm excited to have this done, because it has turned out so much better than if I was to colour this without the colour picking. Like, it has done such a good job for me. And don't worry about this sort of all merging into sort of like one colour, because once I've added the white Posca, everything will be sort of separated again. These blues really do work well together. I'm not pressing hard. In the darker areas I'm pressing slightly harder, and then I sort of lessen the pressure the further I get out. So it makes an even sort of blend. think I've run out of things to talk about. We've had a bit of everything to talk about though, haven't we? Although I can't remember what I was talking about on the previous part of this video, the early start, as it's been a few days. Well, no, it's been almost a week. I think I started this last Sunday, or was it Thursday? I don't even remember that now. This blue is going down quite fast, but it's worth it. Although I find that with this one, this part of the core is slightly uncentered. It's not centered, if that makes sense, right? That's fine. It's not doing any damage, is it? I was just reading the list then of what colour everything should be, and I was like, for some reason I had a moment in my brain pop in, say you weren't supposed to do the wings blue, and I'm like, what? Why is my brain thinking that? So I just looked at the list and I'm like, yes, they are supposed to be blue. And this is why I write the colours down, because my brain likes to double guess itself. Which I wish it wouldn't do. This bit up here is going to be difficult because I've got the book up there. Now the white Posca, but I think I'm going to just pause the video and do the white Posca because it's going to take a while and I don't think you need to see that. Literally white Posca pen on every black outline there is. I'll be back. Haven't they turned out great? Like, personally, look at how much they pop, and that is how I'm feeling the hair and the birds are going to pop as well. On another side note though, while I was doing that, I almost had a heart attack. I don't know how. I think it's because I have this on my desk, and when I was doing the wings, I turned my book like this, and like I was practically sideways like this at one point, and then I saw some white paint splodged on my table, and I was like, oh my gosh, where's that come from? I haven't even used that much white paint. And then I saw some further up on my desk and I was like, oh no. So I was checking my page and I'm like, well, there's no white paint on my page. Where has it come from? And it had got onto my cover here. And yeah, I have damaged the paper slightly, but it is only for the front cover. And I've always said that with my Colour in Heaven books, that once the book is finished, I will colour the cover. There is one that I've already coloured the cover, but I will colour the cover and then put a, you know, that sort of clear, protective, sticky sheet that you sort of used when you were at school to protect your books. I'll put that on there anyway. So anyway, I'm going to stop here for now because I need a break after that. Right, so the next part I'm going to be focusing on is the hair. And I think with the hair and the chicks though, or birds, whatever we're deciding on, I keep going back and forth, that I'll use the same colours on them. And yes, it's white, but with all these colours around and it being white absorbs, well, not absorbs, but sort of reflects the colours around it. So it's gonna be white obviously, but little sort of bits of light pink from the monarch, Picasso sky from the dragon, because of the red and the blue that's in the background. And then I have the gunmetal from the monarch set is my grey, and if I need a bit of a darker shadow I will add the black, and everything will be blended with the white. So I'm keeping it simple, but like over this side, because this is where the blue bit is, I'll put a little bit of blue over here, and then a bit of red in places as well, well, pink. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do anyway. And I've only picked like the light colours of it, I haven't gone bright, because I don't want it to be blue hair or red hair, do I? It's got to be white. I think I'm actually going to start with the grey. I think it will be easier for me that way to get these shadow bits and knowing where I am. But yeah, this is quite a difficult shape hair. I'll do that as a shadow. I'm definitely going to need a darker part of shadows, I think. This will work for the lighter bits quite nicely. Yeah, so after my paint fiasco last night, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I definitely needed that break after that. I wanted to finish this yesterday, but it wasn't going to happen after dealing with that white paint. And again, like I said, I'm going to be going over all the hairline, black lines with the white Posca like I did the wings. Yeah, because yesterday when I saw the white paint, I was like, did my Posca pen explode? It doesn't seem like it exploded, because I forgot that I had that paint palette there. Like I should have cleared that away after I was done with it, but I didn't, and I paid the price. But it's not bad, it's only at the corner on the front cover. So I will survive. Well, it will survive. Luckily. Oh, I'm glad that it was a colour in heaven as well, like where I can actually colour over the cover. Because if it was like one of my nice books that has like the perfect cover already, oh my gosh. Whew, I would have needed to fix that right away. I think that's enough of the light, maybe a bit in there, the light grey. So now I'm going to take, actually the blue grey that I used on the wings might be a good idea. Because it will help it tie it in, won't it? So it's the Dark Knight from the Dragon set. Okay, that is a bit too blue. I'll only do it on this blue side, and then on the other side I use a different grey. That's enough for that blue-grey. Maybe. But like I said, it's not going to seem like much colour added. Let's see. I have picked up a dim grey from the Cobra set. I don't think I've used this one yet because it's still got the original like point on it, so I needed to sharpen that. You know, they always come with that curved sort of flat edge. Oh yeah, that's better. Slightly darker than that light one. I'll add a bit of it into the blue-grey because we'll lose some of the shadow area when I add the Posca, so it might seem like a lot now that I'm adding and it's not looking like white hair, but it will. Well, it should. Just sort of pick areas that I think it would be okay in. Right, now over this side, and I'll add some of that pink in this side to help with the light. But yeah, I always like how white hair ends up looking. That's why I did the darker background. So the light pink, this shouldn't be hugely visible either. I thought it necessary. And I picked the palest pink I could find. There was like a peachy pink as well, but I thought this one would suit best. Right, so now I'm just going to take the white and blend where I think needs blending. Oh, there goes the lead. That's okay though. It doesn't really need blending that much because I've only used it lightly. Up here is a bit. But yeah, I'm so glad that I got the like colours and themes and everything for this from that dice. It turned out a lot better than when I have previously done it, hasn't it? Although if I had picked no background, I think that would have looked odd, because I would have had all these colours, like white hair with a white background. I'm glad I got space. So now I am going to do the white Posca, but I'm just going to pause again because you don't really need to see me going over lines. So that's how the hair ended up looking. On these end strands I did extend the line a little bit just to make it flow a bit, but that's about it. Other than that, just went over the black lines. So now the little chicks' turns. I keep saying chicks. Little baby doves, chicks. Yep. So again, they've got to be white, but I don't want them looking like the hair, so I don't really want to add that pink into it. So I might go with the blue in it. I use this dark night as the shadows, like the wings, and then that darker grey, and then that should be hopefully okay. Don't really know how to shade a chick or bird. I just go whatever I feel. It's got to be mostly white anyway, so this one over here is so cute. And here would be shaded. Enough of the grey, a little bit of black, I think actually, just on the darkest bits. We do the claws black. That one's not got any visible, does it? Little eyeballs. A little bit of the blue just in the face kind of area. I don't want to use too much blue, else they're just classed as blue, aren't they? And I will add a bit of the pink, but I want it just on the claws there, and a bit to give it rosy cheeks, because they're too cute not to have rosy cheeks. Then the white. And now again, it's just going to be white poster. I will keep filming though for this, because it's only two little birdies. Although you might not end up seeing much. I don't know how much my hand will get in the way. I just feel like everything that's supposed to be white shouldn't have black lines. I don't know. Do the doesn't really matter for that outline bit because it's got the black anyway, but hey ho, just go with it. It does neaten the edges up a bit though. Look at how cute they are. I think I'm done. I think this page is done. It looks so cute. I'm not going to colour over the lines or anything. But yeah, they're so cute. Look like they're children with all the white hair. So if I just zoom out a bit so you can see the whole thing. It is done. I'm really happy to have a page finished in here. My page is curled slightly at this end, but that will fix once it's closed for a bit. Yeah, I am really happy. I do like that space background, I have to admit. I think that's the best one I've ever done. I think it's mostly because of this side. So yeah, that is a page from the Winged Fantasy Colour in Heaven special. This one was called, oh, I just realised what it's called, Fluff Hug. It's cute. And the illustrations, once again, are by Adele Lorienne. So yeah, Fluff Hug, that is cute. Fluff Hug in outer space. So yeah, until next time. Ooh, at the end of this video actually, I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but if you go on to, if you're struggling to get the white Poscas that are this size, you know, the one with the clear cap bit here, because these are my favourite size, but I always find they're sold out wherever I go. I feel like I've said this before, but at the same time I haven't, so I'm just going to repeat it. So yeah, I went on to the Cass Art website, I believe it was, yeah, and they actually sell packs of them that are more in a pack than just one. And I paid, I think it was £16 for the pack of them. What was it, a pack of 6? Let me just check a moment. Yeah, a pack of 6, like they come like this. And it's a full pack of 6, £16. When I bought them they were £16. And I'd been paying like £4 for one because they're so hard to find. Like the shop never has them near where I am. It always has the little tag but none for sale, like sold out. And so I had been ordering them on Amazon, and they wanted, normally they're between like £3 to £4.50 for one. So when I saw a 6-pack available for like £16, and like 16 divided by 6 isn't even £3 per, like it's under £3 per pen. So this will last me quite a while because I still have my old one. It is coming to the end though. I can tell when I'm using it. It struggles to get the paint out sometimes now because I don't think there's much left. So yeah, 6 is going to last me ages because 1 lasts me like half. I think I got it at the beginning of the year, so like 6 months for 1 pen. Obviously I use it on near enough every page to different amounts, but yeah, I just thought I'd share that if anybody's struggling to find them, that Cass Art does sell them. So yeah, until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Yeah, enjoy your colouring. Goodbye.